Hey folks, it's Abby here from The Anxious Outdoors, and today I'm walking my age in miles. So I'm out here the day before my big hike, just kind of scoping out where I want to go and a little section I want to start with tomorrow. The original intention was to go to the Manistee River Trail, North Country Trail Loop, and hike that whole thing because that's about 22-ish miles. Unfortunately, the weather took a turn for the worse and it looks like it's going to be raining about 3 o'clock. So it wasn't worth it to drive all the way over there, hike for 8 hours, and then end up in the rain. So I'm just gonna do it around town. I've got to map it out a little bit because I know I'm gonna have to use the bathroom and eat throughout the day. So trying to figure out like 6-mile chunks. Admittedly, I don't have nearly as thorough of a plan as I should right now, but we'll see how it goes. The furthest I've ever hiked at this point, I believe, is between like 12 or 13 miles. That was with a pack on and in a much more changing elevation kind of area, but I still think that double that is gonna be a bit of a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. And we're off. I'll be the first to say it. I look weird walking down the road, my coffee, my backpack. Would not be nearly as weird if I was in the woods, but it's what we're working with today. Just hit 1 mile. So far, so good. Just hit mile 2. Those clouds behind me are looking a little ominous. Still hoping it doesn't rain because that would be miserable. I'm looking a little less weird now that I'm on the walking path that goes around the town. It actually goes to the next town over. And I could have totally just walked to that town and back and it probably would have been around 23 miles, but it's been a little boring. It's straight and flat. And also, where would I pee? Goodbye, sun. Just a single goose swimming in a pond. Please don't hurt me, goose. Mile 3, just walking through a disc golf course. It's beautiful. I think it's time for breakfast number 1. I'll definitely be making a second breakfast after segment 1. Go back to my apartment. It's so mini, so cute. This disc golf course feels like Narnia. Probably just the lamps. Yep, chips. Just hit mile 4. There's nothing really exciting going on here, so I'm just gonna keep walking. The clouds did set in, and I don't think it's gonna rain. We're looking okay. It's still dark off to the west, which makes me nervous, but according to the weather, I should be good. Mile 5, starting to feel it a little bit in my feet and my hip flexors. So definitely gonna take some vitamin I when I'm back at my apartment and drink a lot of water. I do have water with me, but it's a little more challenging to drink out of an Nalgene while you walk. So I'll have to catch up when I get still. What a pretty reflection. Goodbye. Mile 6, done. I really have to pee. Hit 7 miles, stopping for a refuel. Back out moving again. This time I have Josh with me for some company. Mile 8. Mile 9, baby. We're finally in the woods, which is a nice little break from sidewalks and pavement. Feels good. Right, Josh? Mile 10! Give it up for mile 10! In actuality, it's been very nice that I have barely had to walk on the road this whole time. I live in a place with a really great park system, and so most of it's been paved trails, which has been great. This is the biggest tree I have ever seen. Holy shit. Really beautiful part of the hike here, next to this nice busy road and this warehouse. 11 miles. Hello, beautiful lady. Exposure. Mile 12. We just saw a deer.
Known for their speed and grace.
A good omen, says Josh.
Yes. No, I don't want to.
Just very lush and green back here. Mile 13. I'm gonna order some sandwiches soon. My feet are starting to really hurt. Mile 14. Going to get sandwiches, I know. Mile 15. We are deeply in a residential area right now, full of students. Something to look at least. Just hit mile 16. It started raining, so that's fun. We're just walking on the side of the busy road, going back to drop Josh off before I finish the rest of it by myself. Mile 17. It's raining. Can drop Josh off for one last refuel. 6 miles to go. Mile 18, I think. I'm starting to really lose steam, but we're gonna do it. Mile 19. Hit mile 20 at some point. I was starting to turn into a bit of a zombie. I'm forgetting where I am. Just walking through a residential area right now, trying to rack up those last few miles, but almost there. We're at mile 21. Kind of wish it was my 21st birthday so I could stop. I'm getting a little nervous about taking these boots off because if my feet look anything like they feel right now, it's gonna be ugly. Mile 22. That means one more. If I could run this, I totally would. This is what I look like after walking 23 miles. Here I sit about 3 weeks after my 23-mile walk hike for my birthday. If you can't tell, I was really losing it by the end. I was in a lot of pain and just kind of over it. I was like, why did I do that? So the motivation to edit the video was non-existent after that. And then does kind of end abruptly because I think I went in and I sat down on the couch and I did not move for like 4 hours. My legs and my feet hurt so bad for about 3 days. And then I recovered. I think I went for a bike ride the day after, which really did help with my leg recovery, but I don't regret it at all. But it was not necessarily fun by the end. It was a exciting way to mark my 23rd trip around the sun, especially in a year that was so traumatic and non-exciting. I mean, exciting for different things, but not like in a positive exciting. And I made a joke to my family that I'm like, I'm not necessarily sure I wouldn't do it again for like my 24th birthday, but I do think that biking my age in miles might be a better move, especially as I get older and the miles keep racking up. I do think that spending a whole day partially by myself like that in just deep thought, especially like the first 7 miles, I didn't listen to anything. I wasn't talking to anyone besides my camera every now and then. I really had a lot of time to just kind of reflect on life and myself and just really get deep into my brain, it's kind of fun to just spend quality time with yourself like that. Obviously, I spent 10 of the miles walking with Josh, which was also nice, having company. And then those last 6 miles, I did have to listen to a podcast to distract myself from the pain in my feet. But yeah, I think it was a really good experience, and maybe we'll do it again. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for coming along with me, and I'll see you next time.